Everybody wants to. So everybody wants to line up.
All right. I can send you my Google Drive, which has all of the presentations that I've done. I've done 24 of them, 24 neighborhoods. Howard Beach may not actually be on that one because that was more for the commercial stuff. I did it at the Queens Village Republicans. No, it's like different neighborhoods. I've done so many different ones. It's crazy. Hey, how are you? Can you just before we leave, give me your. Yes, 718. 718. Your wife's number. I'm right here. Oh, Paul King. Okay. Come over here. Yo, Bill. What's going on?
You got that. Want it videoed? No,
Oh, yeah.
just pick. Well,
He's
video. Yeah.
I don't know if I like it.
We're good. Thank you everyone for coming today. My name is Phyllis Cirillo. I am co-president of the Howard Beach Lindenwood Civic Association. I'm joined by my co-president Barbara McNamara and our treasurer Kathy Harrison. We represent over 28,000 people living in Howard Beach in the borough of Queens, and our community has come out in overwhelming numbers to say they are opposed to the City of Yes Housing Opportunity Text Amendment. But I feel like a broken record because I have said this over and over again to deaf ears, and I ask myself, why are we here today? Why are we all standing here when 12 out of 14 community boards in Queens have voted against this proposal? Why do we have to take time out of our days, away from our families, and our other important things that we have to do to continue fighting this? And that's because those in power who can end this refuse to listen to the voice of the people. And we are sick and tired of being represented by people who do not listen to what we want. They refuse to listen to all of the public testimony that they have already heard, that has been shared, and the majority of the people are saying no. They refuse to listen to council members like Councilwoman Areola and Councilmember Holden, who have been fierce advocates for their communities. They just refuse to listen. Howard Beach and the surrounding community face significant coastal flooding during weather events and high tides. That's all I should have to say for us to be removed from the plan. No other words should need to be said. The safety of our residents should be of the utmost importance to everyone, including those sitting in Manhattan making our plans. Our infrastructure is under tremendous pressure. This plan is not suitable for our town. In 1 week, we had 2 water mains explode in our community, with 17-foot wide craters in our streets. But this administration doesn't seem to care, and they continue to push forward. We have said all of this before. The mayor has heard us, city planning has heard us, and other members of the city council who refuse to let us know how they feel about this plan have heard us. But I will say it again, Howard Beach is saying no. We say no to more students in our already overcrowded classrooms. We say no to waiting longer for basic infrastructure fixes. We are saying no to housing on Cross Bay Boulevard. We are saying no to the people who sit in Manhattan and are trying to tell us what our community needs. What we need are more police officers, more EMS workers, and more firefighters. Better laws that protect our family. They should be fighting the state for that. We need better infrastructure for our sewers and utilities. Get rid of the squatters that have taken over our homes and let landlords have their homes and rents back. I'd like to acknowledge that we are joined today by Councilwoman Joanne Areola, who has been the fiercest advocate against the City of Yes for our communities. We're also joined by Assemblymember Stacey Pfeffer Amato, who is also against this plan, and all the way from Brooklyn, a fearless fighter, Assembly Member Jamie Williams, who is here from Brooklyn. We want to give a huge thank you to Paul Graziano, who has been the driving force in He works around the clock and never not answers the phone for any of us. I am honored to be joined here today by representatives from a variety of organizations, including the 149 South Ozone Park Civic Association, Bell Harbor Property Owners Association, Woodhaven Residents Block Association, ANCA, the Ozone Tudor Civic Association, the Neponset Homeowners Association, the Rockaway Civic Association, residents of Cambria Heights. We also have here with us Reverend Thorbs, who is the CB12 chairwoman. Thank you so much for joining us. And now I'd like to call up Councilmember Joanne Ariola.
All right.
Thank you, Phyllis. Thank you, Howard Beach Linwood Civic, and all the civic and organizations that were mentioned. We work as one. We speak as one against the city of yes. We say it is the city of no. This plan in its current form will destroy the communities that we have and we moved into. When we moved into the outer boroughs, we did not want to have 5 and 6 and 10 story buildings in the middle of a block. There are areas, I live in an area where there are high rises, but it is zoned for that. We cannot have two family homes and then a large 5 or 6 story building. It ruins the fiber. Back in the days of Bloomberg, it was like that throughout the boroughs. It was like that in Brooklyn. And he downzoned because they had ADUs and they were not working out. This is a program that was already shown that it does not succeed. Why are we looking backward? Why aren't we looking forward? We have to see how we can get affordable housing without causing the people who are already living here to move out. Additionally, this proposal in its current form does not fit each and every community, yet it's being voted on as one large 15 or 16 piece proposal. Why? It shouldn't be. We're not the same as Long Island City or Woodside or Bayside or any of the other areas or even in the other boroughs. But here's what really concerns me, is that what it does, and I'm glad there's a community board chairperson here, because the one thing that the community board has is the ULURP process. The ULURP process of people who live in the community, work in the community, are on the board, and know what's best for the community, get to review whatever proposal comes for any type of building. And they can put in an opinion on whether or not they feel that it's good for the community. That would be wiped out. The city council's vote on any land use would be taken away. Why wouldn't you want your community board and your city council to have a say in what happens in the community? Why should your voice, which we take to City Hall and to city planning, why should you have your voice silenced? And that's what this proposal does. It silences the opinions of the people who live in the community and the people who represent them. We must vote no. I know I have many colleagues that have not yet spoken up about it, but they are voting no. I believe this can fail. And I'm hoping that we're going to have hearings next week. I'm asking if you can either come via Zoom or in person, make your voices be heard further. You've already weighed in with Department of City Planning. Weigh in again, because the speaker, who is a former chair of a community board, understands what it is to have the ULURP process. And as a city council member, sorry, my voice, understands the importance of us being able to represent you. Again, thank you for all that you're doing, and thank you to the civics for your strong support.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember. I'd like to invite up Aracelia Cook. Cook from the 149 South Ozone Park Civic Association.
Yeah.
You know, I'm known for my big mouth, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But we know that the city of us is not going to work. So, listen. To me, it's a no-brainer, right? The way you could fix the housing crisis, right? Now, this is documented. Channel 7, Dan Kirk did a story on a housing crisis, right? He did a story that said that the available units that NYCHA has can actually fill the Empire State Building. Wow. Yes. Dan Kirk from Channel 7 did a story and said that available units in NYCHA could fill the Empire State Building. Now, why isn't the city fixing up those units for our people? Okay, let's take it a step further. We have housing that the city owns throughout New York City, right? And they're boarded up. Why aren't you taking those homes and fixing them up so that we New Yorkers can buy them and own their own home?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. One step further. Christian Gillibrand has a proposal in, and the proposal is to address the AMI. Now, the AMI, look it up when you go home, is the area median income, right? And she said that has to change if we really want to address affordable housing.
Absolutely.
Because if you have an AMI up there on Jamaica Avenue, 138th Street, and 90th Avenue, the AMI up there is 130% of a person's income. Okay, do the math. Out in Far Rockaway, they got units out there, the AMI is 60%. Do the math. But listen to this. No one really wants to talk about solutions. They want us to just say, hey, this is what we got to take. No, we don't have to take this, and we have to keep it. We, the people, have to demand respect, and we have to demand answers. So why can't they go and take these units, make them available?
Make them affordable.
And see, and the other thing, wait, this is one important piece. In order for us in New York City, you can attest to this, to have affordable housing, we cannot be lumped with Westchester and Rockland County. No. Our income does not measure what's going on in Rockland and Westchester County. Take us out that equation. Don't lump us with them. Watch out. You'll see the AMI will change and things will change. If they just listen to the people who they think they don't know anything. Right. Mr. Mayor, put it on pause. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Araceli, and thank you for helping organize today. Next, I'd like to call up Assembly Member from the 23rd Assembly District, Stacey Pfeffer Amato.
Thank you very much. I'm with her. First of all, thank you everyone for being here, but thank you to all the civics coming out. It's your voices that have been the loudest. I'm proud of all the civics from my district that are here, but I will tell you from every point of the 23rd Assembly District, there's not one person who thinks the city of yes is something that should go through, which is why it's the city of no. Everyone, especially the southern part of the district, is overdeveloped. Absolutely. And is continuing to be overdeveloped in the Rockaways. And now, what are they going to do next? Look into areas north and say, where can we find a spot and build? It's insane. We stopped at one point with the governor on her housing plan. This thought's just to develop without a plan. There's no plan here. And you said it correctly, that years ago, they worked to downsize to make communities look and be like they're supposed to. Let's talk about the cart before the horse. You want to build housing where there's all these people coming in and families? Well, we passed a law that says school class size should be smaller. Well, where's the plan? Because we don't have enough room right now. What are you going to do then? Our infrastructure blowing up. Buses, we need more. So where's that plan? And we deserve that plan. We deserve the services that we're all here and fighting for our community. I'm glad to be here with such strong 3 women in a row. Let's see if we can keep that going. I don't know who's next. But thank you all for being here and making sure your voice is out there. I'm glad to be joined by our colleagues in government and my friend from Assemblywoman, we know anything comes up with AMI on the state level. We have had those proposals before. That is excellent that you brought that up, that has to be looked at. We have to stop making a broad brushstroke for every community. We love the fact that each community in Queens is different, and we're going to stand on that. We're here together, but we respect that everyone's community is different. Thank you so much for getting here, and let's tell them, Mr. Mayor, it is the city of no! Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call up another person who will organize this, Paul King from the Bell Harbor Properties Owners Association.
Good evening. Yeah. So I'm president of the Bell Harbor Property Owners, but I'm also a member of Community Board 14, and our community board voted unanimously to reject every element of the City of Yes housing opportunity. We didn't say here are some exceptions, because we don't need the city council rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. This thing stinks. It needs to go back to the drawing board for the better housing plan.
Yes.
Now, the elected officials here and my colleagues in civic associations can list out all sorts of reasons why this is terrible. So I'm just going to mention something from the big picture. I look at Queens as the home of the American dream. So whether you're an immigrant, you're first generation, second generation, fifth generation, you hope someday you're going to own a home. You're going to build a nest egg. Your kids are going to grow up with you in the neighborhood. Someday they'll take over. And you're going to keep the character of the neighborhood and make it even better. That's what we do here.
Absolutely.
City of Yes will destroy that. It's the American dream for developers who will get rich at our expense.
Right.
So I implore, but it's Sylvina Brooks Powers, the council members, Council Member Natasha Williams, Adrian Adams. We need you to stand with your constituents and not with the developers.
Yes.
Reject this plan and save our American dream. Thank you.
Next up is Assembly Member Jamie Williams from the 59th Assembly District.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for having me. I'm coming from the southern part of Brooklyn. You guys probably know the infamous Floyd Bennett Field situation. So I'm here today in support of Paul Graziano, who has been at the forefront of fighting the City of Yes, and to support my colleagues here, because it takes a lot to fight this. We know it's a city of mess. We know that with everything that's happening in the city, with the administration, to push something like the City of Yes forward is a disaster. They have continuously left taxpayers on the back burner.
Yep.
Not just for the City of Yes, for many things.
Many initiatives.
So we're here today, not just Queens, but Brooklyn, Staten Island. This entire week we're going to be joining forces, coming together to send that message to the mayor that we are no to the City of Yes. We heard earlier talking about leaving our homes for our families, future generation. Well, there's one word for that, and that word is generational wealth. Generational wealth. And this City of Yes would destroy our children's future, what we've worked hard for people who have retired and put all their investment in their home. So we are calling on the mayor to please do right by the taxpayers of New York, by the homeowners of New York, because we matter. You cannot eliminate one and two family homes. We need the sunlight, and I always say we are like the upstate town stuck in New York City, and we have to fight tooth and nail to protect our community. God bless you. God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Assemblymember. Next, I'd like to call up from the Community Board 12, Chairwoman Reverend Thorpe.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I believe everything has been said they couldn't say. So the one thing that came to mind while I was standing off to the side is we have to go to the polls. and make some changes.
Yes.
How many different ways do we have to say no?
Yes.
No means no. That's a full sentence with a period behind it.
Yes.
My community board as well, CB12, we voted no. It would destroy New York City on a whole. Just absolutely destroy New York City. My parents built their home. How dare they come up with such a ridiculous plan? And you're telling us about worrying about housing other people, but you're going to displace us.
Correct.
That's not acceptable. On our backs, you want to build. We're not having that. So what I suggest to everyone is to pay attention, check your voting status, check your voting location to make sure it hasn't changed, and if it has changed, be prepared and ready to shift. But go to the polls and let your elected officials know, our city council people know, if you don't vote right for this, we won't be voting right for you.
Yeah.
This is going to be a new day. We cannot continue to do the same thing and expect different results. That's called crazy. We have to do something different. Thank you. Thank you.
I just want to mention that we've been joined by Harold Paez, who is the president of the Rockaway Civic Association. Next up, I'd like to call up Roger Gendron from the New Hamilton Civic Association.
I heard a word you said. I know, but I was watching the back over. Listen, this is a very, very big font, so don't get upset. It's 4 pages. First of all, good evening. As Phyllis said, my name is Roger Gendron. I'm the president of the New Hamilton Beach Civic Association. The City of Yes for Housing Opportunity, the text amendment, doesn't directly affect Hamilton Beach or Broad Channel. We already are subject to new zoning restrictions we put in 2019, as we're now a special coastal hazard district. These regulations were established to address the unique and environmental and infrastructural challenges faced by coastal communities, including flood risk and limited land availability. I'm here tonight to stand united with all these other leaders, along with 12 of 14 Queens community boards and 38 of 58 citywide community boards who all voted no on the proposed text amendment. Howard Beach, the Rockaway Peninsula from Far Rockaway to Breezy Point, Ozone Park, South Ozone Park, Woodhaven, and many other areas throughout the city all face the same risk, flooding. Howard Beach and Rockaway Peninsula are particularly vulnerable to flooding from coastal storms, while other areas represented here at this meeting, at this get-together tonight, risk flash flooding and from heavy rainfall. Increasing the population density in these areas without environmental safeguards such as better sewers and coastal protections would be extremely dangerous, because without these precautions, many more people would be at a greater risk. I understand there's an increased housing opportunity, that increased housing opportunities are essential, but our existing infrastructure simply can't afford and support an influx of new residents that the City of Yes would bring. Schools, hospitals, transportation, other public services are already stretched thin, and this proposal does not adequately address these resources, which would need to be expanded to meet needs. More importantly, the unique character and fabric of our communities must be preserved. These neighborhoods are just not some areas on the map. They're vibrant, close-knit communities with rich histories and traditions. The proposed amendment could lead to overdevelopment and risk altering the essence of what makes our neighborhoods so special. Some neighborhoods might be better suited for additional housing due to their existing infrastructure and lower environmental risks and potential for economic growth, including those already that have a robust transit system and commercial centers. These areas are more likely will have the necessary infrastructure to support this. One more page. So while the intention of the City of Yes may be to address the housing crisis, it's crucial that we consider the specific needs and characteristics of our communities. We need a balanced approach that promotes development while safeguarding the equalities and well-being of our neighborhoods. And I'm sure there are solutions that benefit all residents, both old and new. without compromising the integrity of our cherished communities. Thank you.
City of No.
Next, I'd like to call up Martin Kohlberg from the Woodhaven Residents Block Association.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. So many great things have already been said, so I'm going to kind of keep it short. But what we need to do is, as it gets colder, let's warm up. Let's continue to keep together, fight the good fight, because this is going to destroy our neighborhoods. There's no way that this is the answer. A blanket policy is not the answer. There's some great ideas in there, but they're all for developers. The average New Yorker is not going to be able to afford to buy 2 or 3 homes, knock them down, put up an 8-story structure. That's meant for developers. And then what's going to happen? You're going to get more of what you're seeing now. Studio apartments coming in at $3,000 a month. One-bedroom apartments for $3,800 a month. And it's not just for one person. It's saying, hey, get 2 or 3 roommates. That's how you can afford it. So we're going to be a city that we can no longer live alone. We have to have roommates in order to afford it. That is not the way we want to live. That's not something we want to pass on to our next generation. This man needs to wake up, and any city council member who is part of this needs to wake up. We're lucky that we're being represented here by a councilman with some sense. But we need to make sure we speak to our family members, we speak to our friends, and we spread the word. In 2 town halls with WRBA, we're able to come up with a whole bunch of signatures here from residents that had no idea of how dangerous this plan was, because it's not being exposed of how dangerous the plan is. So please continue to spread the word, say no to the city and yes, and demand that we get what we want as residents. Thank you.
Next, we have Claudia Valentino from the Forest Hills Community and Civic Association.
Hi everybody, I'm so happy to be here with my brother and sister civics and with our electeds and so on. So here's the thing, a little context. They were expecting with their 1,000+ page documents from parts 1, 2, and 3 for us never to be able to figure out what they were up to. The only trouble with that is that I happened to have downzoned my neighborhood 22 years ago, roughly. I took all the photographs, did all the paperwork, had to create a form because it didn't exist. They want to say that zoning was created to keep people out. No, it wasn't. It was to protect infrastructure and keep density under control, because we already could see in other neighborhoods, areas where the fire department was freaked out because of all the weird structures that were being built. It was about infrastructure and quality of life, always. The thing is, they figured that all the people who did the downzoning were like, I dropped dead already? But I'm still here. Yes. Right. So just a couple little pieces of information. Number one, not only is it one size fits all for the entire city, which is outrageous, because every neighborhood's different. It's one size fits all from California and Oregon. Yes. Where they came from. Yes. Those lot sizes that those 1 and 2 family houses sit on are huge. My lot size, I'm in an Archie Bunker house. My house is 16 feet wide and my lot size is 25 by 100. All our houses in Forest Hills, you think we're like fancy? No. We're a driveway apart. I don't care how big the house is. So now you're going to dig up the driveway to bring in the fresh water line, the sewer line, and the electrical line to tuck it into the backyard. And then it goes on fire and everybody's house is burned down? No. Okay. So it's about density. We don't want it. We don't want our community urbanized. We didn't move there for that in the first place. I don't want an apartment building 5 stories looking over at me when I'm in my backyard, okay? We bought our houses for what they are, not to have somebody come along and do a property grab on us. So, I'm sorry, City Council, whoever you want to be, not all of you, the ones who are on our side, fine, but the ones who are not, you thought we wouldn't figure it out. City planning thought we wouldn't figure it out. These are our properties. You know them better than you do. No to all of it.
Next, we have Bill Scarborough from the Asley Park Civic Association.
Bill.
Come on, press.
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah, thank you. So listen, as has been said, just about everything has been said. Let me just say this. We cannot have a plan that says one size fits all. This plan cannot fit Queens because it fits Manhattan or someplace else. There must be a division between what works for us and what works for other people. And it's clear that the people who put this together do not understand Queens. When you have the borough president that says, why do you have single family zones when you can put 10 dwellings in one zone, they don't understand Queens and they don't care.
Yeah.
When you have an editorial board that says if you want to live in suburbs, there are suburbs all around the city that you can go to outside of the city, they don't understand Queens and they don't care. We need a plan that fits us. We can get extra housing, but it's not this plan. We say no. We say to the mayor and to the city council, no, kill this plan. Thank you very much.
I just want to acknowledge that Sean McCabe is here from Senator Joe Dabo's office, who is also against the city of Yass. Last up, we're going to have Steve Barrison, the Executive Vice President of the Small Business Congress. Go Brooklyn!
I'm here to warm you up. We did this in Brooklyn last night. We had a nice big crowd like you're all here tonight. I'm on a city board, a state board, a borough board. I've been doing this stuff for 41 years. But now Paul's going to take over. Right? Okay. So let me give you some background. We're living in a crazy time. Here in big New York City, they even lie too.
Yes.
This is the big lie
Yes.
for New York. I do land use. I've been doing it for decades. Even in your community, wherever you live, you don't rezone your whole community either.
No.
Different sections, different areas. It takes you 5 years. You got to go to the community board 6 times. Then you go to city planning 8 times. They tell you to do this over, and you go back because everything has a cause and effect. So imagine, as I said last night, I don't see anybody wearing the same shoes. They may look. Imagine I said to you, tomorrow morning, everybody in New York's got to wear a size 10. That's it. And only one shoe. And only one kind. I don't get their feet hurt. They don't fit. It's uncomfortable. That's what they're doing here. So now let me give you the facts before we practice saying no. You all know how to say no, right? No! Can you say no? No! Okay. Number 1, big myth. We don't need more housing in New York.
We don't.
You keep hearing on the news every day. We've all been lied to.
Lies.
Not only are there thousands and thousands, probably tens of thousands of empty units, and city-owned, government-owned, state-owned. There are private people sitting with units. I'm doing a sale on a house on a building right now in downtown Brooklyn. It's mostly vacant.
Yes.
Okay? And I have plenty of friends who do big, big buildings. Those buildings are 50, 60, 70% vacant. It's the big secret in New York.
Yes.
Now, why am I telling you this? Because without changing one word in the zoning law in New York City now, the developers, big real estate, can build 5 million units easy. Some of us think 6 or 7 million, that can house 10 million people, no problem. What's the mayor's goal? 500,000 more units in 10 years. Think about what I just said. 500,000 in 10 years, which is, by the way, never going to happen. But if he did it, why? When you can already build 5 million right now without changing anything. Okay, think about that. And people are leaving New York. We all love it here. Multi-generation. My family came here in 1898. We're still here. But New York City's losing population.
Yes.
Why? Because of stupid crap like this.
Yes.
This is a bunch of bull. Thank you, Mr. Penske. Okay, so what I want to do is make you understand you got to be heard. That means you got to go down and testify. That means you got to call up the speaker of the city council
And we
when
are
you go
in her
home
district
tomorrow.
right now.
Tomorrow I want you to go home. It'll take everyone here 2 minutes. Call up her office, tell them who you are, where you're from, and she better vote no if she wants to go someplace else in government in New York, because we're not going to forget.
That's right.
And the other 34 people that are up for re-election, you tell them, we know who you are. You want to get re-elected? We're all together on this.
That's right.
The whole city.
That's right.
You got to tell her that. And then take a minute. You'll get right on our website. We all know how to do it now. Even old man me know how to do it. You pull up the email and just tell them no and where you're from. Okay, so I want to call out every neighborhood. Just tell me what neighborhood you're from.
Springfield Gardens.
In Springfield Gardens, what do they say? No! Where are you from?
Cambridge Heights.
Cambridge Heights, what do they say? No! Who else? Where are you from? Where? Douglaston, what do they say? No! JFK. What do they say? No! Where are you from in the back?
JFK.
What do they say? No! Where are you from?
Rockaway.
What do they say? No! Anybody else? Where are you from?
St. Albans.
What do they say? No! Who else? Where are you from? Bell Harbor. What do they say? No! What do they say in Forest Hills? No! What do they say in the back?
What is it? No.
Rego Park. What do they say in Rego Park?
No! Hell no!
Richmond Hill. Howard Beach. What do they say? No! What do they say in the Bronx? No! What do they say in Brooklyn? No! What do they say in Staten Island? No! In the city of New York, when we hear yes, we say no! Thank you very much.
All right, he was just a warm-up for the final act.
Warm it up.
I want to just mention that we're joined by Sherry L. Grado, who's the chairwoman of Community Board 9. She's a fierce advocate against the City of Yes as well. We are also joined by the Neponset Homeowners Association President Amanda Agolia and Vice President Mark Anaya. They don't want to say anything. Mark does better with speaking with actions. He is literally on the ground 24/7 making sure that community is kept safe. Thank you so much, Mark. And finally, that was the warm-up for our final act. And like I said before, he has been the brains behind this entire operation of the City of No, Mr. Paul Graziano.
Thank you. Oh, please. Paul needs to go home and get some sleep. Okay, so a lot was said today. I'm going to keep it real brief, and I'm going to be real loud because we got a lot of traffic. But you know what? People are watching us as they're driving by, and they're going to go home, and they're going to say, you know, I saw this crazy thing happen on South Parkway on the way home. What the hell is the City of Yes? Because you know what? Over 10 months of me going from meeting to meeting, I've given 111 presentations since last November, and there's still lots of people who have